Welcome, welcome in, friends. We will get started in just a couple of minutes. We are trying out all kinds of technology today and hoping that it is all working, but no guarantees. But we will get started with the workshop in about 2 minutes, a minute and a half, and it'll probably last about 30 minutes. So if you're jumping on live from either YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook, or if you've joined us on the Zoom call, there's all kinds of different ways that you could be with us today for this workshop. So we will be back in just a few to get everything started. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Well, hello there, everyone. We are so excited to hang on 2 seconds. As I said, some technology issues, but I think we've got it. So just making sure that my mic is working, but I do believe that it is. So if you're out there and you can hear me, I hope that you can hear me. Um, we are on Facebook, we are on LinkedIn, and we are on YouTube right now with this workshop that we're going to bring today. And we're even using some Zoom technology along with this. So, this is an experiment here on Thursday morning to see what we can put together and what we can start bringing even through the rest of this year and into the new year in some ways that we can help you as you're growing your business. So, if we've not met, my name is Teresa McCloy. I'm the creator and founder of the Real Life Process, and we help coaches build sustainable businesses and walk into that space. It's still saying that my microphone is not working, even though it says that it is. So I'm going to try this one more time on recording. So just hang with me for just a second. And I'm going to see if I can get this to record properly, so that we have it for other times we might want to use. But anyway, just to say, my name is Teresa McCloy, creator and founder of the Real Life Process. And I am thrilled to be here today to talk with you as we help those in the helping professions. Today, we're going to be talking about finding your voice. What is your voice in the marketplace? And how can you find that voice? I see there's a few of you hopped on online. If you can hear me, I saw a thumbs up there. I would love to see if you can hear me. So if you can just comment somewhere from wherever you're coming from and just say, yes, I can hear you. That would be great. I would so appreciate it. So, as we dive in today, we're going to spend about 30 minutes just walking through your voice map, your voice in the marketplace. From my experience, this took me a little bit to actually find my voice. I have a download for this that I will share with you so that you can also find your voice. If you would like that download, you can just email me at Teresa at thereallifeprocess.com and I'll be glad to send that over to you. We're going to try to keep it super simple. That's my email, my work email. So Teresa at thereallifeprocess.com, and you can get that free download. Just send it over to me and send me a short email. Say, love to have the download. Just say that in the subject line, and I'll get that over to you. So I'm going to drop that too here in our chat on Zoom. So anybody that's hopping on Zoom can get that as well and have that free resource. So there we go. We've got everybody set up, but I'm going to be walking you through it. I'll share my screen here. You'll be able to see it. And we've got some different areas that I want to look at um, to get you set up so that you can find your voice. This is was one of my hardest things. Um, was learning to find my voice. What I wanted to do so many times was copy someone else. And there is nothing wrong with borrowing someone else's voice for a season and for a while. We train and help coaches to grow their coaching business. And many times they're coming in to borrow the voice of the real life process. That is a great way to begin to find your voice. But there are some other things that you may want to look at. And, I would try to copy other people. I would try to be louder than other people. I would try to do uh, things that were very similar to what someone else was doing, which again, nothing wrong with that, to come in and use those things. But when I really started to hone in was when I began to sit with God and find my own voice. So today I'm going to walk you through 8 different areas where you might begin to find your voice. And I'm going to share this guide. Remember, you can email me, Teresa at thereallifeprocess.com, and I will send this over to you. Or I dropped it there in the Zoom chat as well. But let's dive in because I really want to be mindful of your time, but I think this is going to be really helpful for you. So, finding your unique voice. And there are actually 4 steps to finding your unique voice. And we teach those inside of our certification program that we have for our certified coaches. But I'm going to teach you today step number 1. And step number 1 is your voice map. So, your real unique voice process, 4 steps to it. And the first one is your voice map. But let's look at a definition of your real unique voice. What does that even mean? Well, your real unique voice is the authentic expression of who you are and how you serve. So it's shaped by a lot of different things. It's shaped by your story, your values, your passion, your strengths, something we call here at the Real Life Process, your talents, gifts, and abilities. How has God uniquely designed and entrusted you? It's the way that you can show up in the marketplace, your words, your presence, your action. And so, in a short version, your unique voice in the marketplace is God's work in your story, shaped by those talents, gifts, and abilities that He's given you, and expressed in places and ways only you can, with those you're called to serve. One more simplification: your unique voice equals God's work plus your story. That's that's your unique voice. Now, we could use the same tools. We could use the same assessments. We could use the same coaching techniques. We could use the same therapy techniques, but you're unique in how you say it and do it. We create tools here at the Real Life Process that over hundreds of coaches are using in the work they do, but they each do those things uniquely. And we help them discover how they're going to uniquely do that. How are they going to create that expression? That's the 4th step. But today, step number 1 is just this voice map. So I'm going to walk you through 8 different ways. You may want to grab a piece of paper. You may want to bring that out so that you can write some of these things down. Again, you can get the download. Just send me an email at teresa@therealliprocess.com. But let's walk through these 8 steps to your voice map. First of all, just thinking about, who do you love to serve? Let's be honest, you're the only one that's going to be in your business forever. So, this business or ministry, if you call it that, nonprofit, but you're the only one that's going to be in it forever. So, we want you to work with the people that you love to serve. So, who do you enjoy working with? When you think of those people, what are their needs or their struggles? What are the dreams do they share? What conversations feel natural and energizing when you're talking to them? Is there a subject that you could talk about forever? So that's the first one, is, who do you love to serve? Who do you love to serve? Then the second one is, what do you love to talk about? So what topics light you up when you coach and teach? I often say, what could you talk about for 30 minutes straight, almost without taking a breath? Now, that's not what you're going to do when you're with clients. That's not what you're going to do when you're in the helping profession. But you want to have that much passion about whatever it is. One of my passions is helping those in the helping professions, coaches, spiritual directors, spiritual formation coaches, those in therapy work or any type of faith based work. I want to help them grow the businesses that they've been uniquely designed to do. And so I could talk about that for a really long time. You might love to talk about health. You might love to talk about business growth, emotional intelligence. Um, you might like to talk to young moms or men who are transitioning out of their career. But what are you passionate about talking about? What questions do you get asked over and over? Write those down. People always ask me about this. If you had to give a 20-minute talk tomorrow, what would you choose to talk about? If somebody said, "Hey, can you come and share with this group that I have? I know you love this." What would you want to talk about? What are you passionate that you'd love to move forward that voice in the world? So, first one to find your voice is, who do you love to serve? Second one is, what do you love to talk about? Now let's get to the third one. The third one goes back to what I said on that very first slide, which is, your unique voice is God's work and your story. So let's talk about your story for just a second. What experiences have shaped who you are? What has happened in however many years you've been on this earth? What has happened that has shaped that? Both positive mountaintop high experiences or very hard experiences. I've had both in my life. And so, what has shaped your unique story? Maybe write a few of those down. For me, I can name many pieces in my story that really created a theme up to this point in my life of a lot of loss, a lot of things that have been very difficult and hard. And for that reason, God has shaped my story and formed me. Faith formation, spiritual formation has formed me into the person that I am today. So, what has shaped you? What turning points or maybe even obstacles have you overcome that has given you a passion to share what you do? I often say, "Hi, my name's Teresa. I'm a workaholic." I was a workaholic. But I will always have those tendencies to overgo and overdo. So that's an obstacle and a turning point in my life. when I wrote the book in 2022. Do what matters, live from rest, not rush. That's my story. And that's my story to help others to live from a place of rest, not rush. So, what stories from your life do you keep telling over and over again? You go out to dinner and you're meeting someone for the first time. What stories come up? What do you end up sharing with people? So, who do you love to talk to? What do you love to talk about? And then what are the stories that you share? Those are all part of things you want to capture to create your voice map. The fourth one is, what are your core values and your needs? What values will drive the way you coach, the way you lead, the way you teach? What are the values? What are the boundaries kind of that you've set up for yourself? What do you want others to experience when they interact with you? Our values here at the Real Life Process that we've had since the beginning are: be present, be real, bring joy. Let's have a spirit of joy, which is internal, not external happiness, but internal joy, and create impact. So everything that we do comes through those. That's the voice that I want to bring out into the world, that I am present with you, that I'm going to be real, that I'm going to come with joy, and that I want to help you create impact. So those are the values. That's how I want you to experience me. How do you want people to experience you? What do you stand for that you're unwilling to compromise on? I struggled in this area for a while, even around my faith. Was I willing to talk about my faith? And that was something that I had to work through. So, what for you are you unwilling to compromise on? Who do you love to serve? Who do you love to talk to? What's your story? What's your values? And the next one, what are your natural talents, gifts, and abilities? Inside of our certification and where we train others to use our tools, people just like you, to use our tools in the work they do, then we look at, gosh, how could you uniquely do this? Because you're gifted this way. What comes naturally to you? Do you love to teach? Do you love to communicate? I do. That's why I'm on this live on social media, live in Zoom, teaching and training. I love to do it. What do you love to do? Do you love one-to-one work? Do you like consultative work? How do things shape you? Personality tools. We love the tool of the Enneagram, but there are so many of them out there. That what do you know about yourself that shapes you, that informs you, gives you information so that you can live a transformative life? And so as you know that about yourself, that comes into these talents, gifts, and abilities. Are you an encourager? Are you a challenger? Are you a visionary? Are you nurturing by nature? And then what have you naturally been trained in? This is an ability that I have. I'm a doctor, I'm an attorney, I'm a therapist, I'm a coach. I've received additional skill sets around these things. And so don't ignore those, even if they were in a separate career and now you're starting something new. We have so many people that come into our training that are on second half of life careers, and sometimes they forget that they can bring that skill set, those gifts and abilities into what they're doing now. That's part of your voice map. You may be known in that world, and those are people you want to go back and serve and help because you know the inside of that marketplace. And then the sixth one is, what is your faith and your formation? How does your relationship with God come into this? How does it influence your perspective? Are there anything Is there anything in scripture that's a truth that keeps showing up for you? Our real life process is really based on the passage from Romans 12, 1 and 2. Take your everyday, ordinary life and place it before God. The everyday stuff, the real life process. So, is there something in scripture or in your faith journey that shapes you? Are there spiritual practices, rhythms, and routines around those things that maybe shape the way you show up in the marketplace? For example, we don't work in the evenings. Now, I might work till 5 or 6, but I'm not going to do a call like this at 7 o'clock in the evening. That's just a way that I shape my life and how I show up in the marketplace. So, those are things to think about because they're shaping your voice in the market. So the seventh one gets more into if you've been working with clients, if you've had some steps out into the marketplace, maybe recently, or you've been doing this for a few years, what is client feedback that you've received? Are there words that clients use to describe you? If you were to ask some of them, how do you describe me? How do you describe my coaching? How do you describe the way we show up together or my teaching? What would they say? And what do they highlight about your work? Many times you can tell that when someone introduces you and they'll introduce you to a friend. I just had it happen last night, actually, an event I was at. And they introduced me as a business coach because in my local community, that's what I'm known for. So, what do they highlight? How do they introduce you? What do they thank you for? So, first we've had, let me review and then I'll give us the very last one. The first one is, who do I love to serve? The second one is, who do I love? What do I love to talk about? The third one is, what is my story? The fourth one is, what are my core values and needs? The fifth one is, what are my natural talents, gifts, and abilities? Then, what is my faith and formation journey? What are clients saying about me and giving feedback on? And then the very last one I think is so important. What is my season of life and business? At the real life process, we teach holistic living, a way of living that is a life management rule of life process. We actually call it a modern day rule of life. And it really does help you figure out in this season of life, what is my current season? What am I uniquely positioned to speak about? I'm in second half of life, but many people in our community are not in second half of life yet. They still have family at home and kids at home. And so their season is different, how they're able to show up in the marketplace and use their voice and the time that they have. So, how does your life stage, your family, your work, your age, your experience shape your voice? Who do I feel most called to share with right now? So, these 8 areas are all part of areas you want to look at as you think about your voice in the market. How are you showing up in the marketplace? Not just, oh, I'm going to put out some social media posts and I'm going to say some things, but deep down internally, who are you and what is your voice? I think this is a beginning step to finding our real unique voice is to map it out in a voice map. Now, what you can do if you want the download, just reach out to me. You can comment below any of the social media platforms and say you'd like the download, and I'll give you this resource because what you'll want to do is go into this map and fill in those 8 areas. Maybe you do this on a giant whiteboard. You could do it on this little piece of paper, but answering those questions in these 8 unique areas of your voice map. Love to serve, love to talk to your story, your values, your talents, gifts, and abilities, your faith and formation, what clients are saying about you, and where you're at in this season. All of those things are part of this unique voice map. And it is really the first step in finding your real unique voice. There are 3 others that we walk through in our coach certification training. Next is your signature message, your voice filter, because you're going to be tempted to go off on another area. And so, how do I filter my voice? And then, how do I express it? Like so many things, we get it backwards. We just start expressing it, expressing it. And we really haven't taken the time to think through some of these other things that affect our voice. So, remember, your unique voice is God's work in your story. Your voice is the one that God uniquely designed you for. No one else can say or do or connect with the people that you're called to connect to. This is your unique voice in the market. And if that's what you needed to hear today, is that you're uniquely designed to say what you're uniquely designed to say, take that with you and hold on to that. But I want to share just a little bit before we wrap up today, just a few more things that I'd like to invite you to consider. Here at the Real Life Process, we are getting ready to launch another training for our coach certification. So we work one-to-one with coaches, helping them to build their business by providing them the tools and the content for those things. And we have an accelerator training day. First time we've done an accelerator training day, which means you come a whole day on Thursday, October 30th is when we'll be launching this accelerator. And you'll learn the content of the Real Life Process that you can use with others, and you'll be certified as a coach with us. You'll have other qualifications and other things to do over the next 90 days from November, December, and January to complete that certification. You also get to come and be a part of our coach community. And we're launching that on October 30th. And we want to invite you to check it out, to learn more about that. So I'll say a little bit more about that here at the end. But as we look back on the voice map, as you've just filled out those 8 things, think about these questions. From all those answers that you have, what patterns or themes did you notice? What came up for you? Wow, I wrote down several things about this. Or when people introduce me, it's always in this way. Or this is what clients have said about me. And how would that information invite you to share your voice in the marketplace? Do you feel differently about where you might choose to show up? I love working in my local community, and I often think one of the best places for people to be is right inside their sphere of influence in their local community. And then take some action from this. If you've listened this far, there's a reason why you had the time and space. So take some action from this. What would be 2 places in the next 30 days that you could share? If you really felt drawn to some places that are from a previous career or the career that you're currently in, where could you share about your passion to help, to serve, to speak, to coach? If it's in your local community, who comes to mind that you'd like to connect with? So as you think about your unique voice and creating it, doing this voice map is step 1. And then discerning through, thinking through these questions, sitting with these to say, is there something I want to shift just a little bit? As I said earlier, we are getting ready to launch our next certification for coaches to be certified. Our Accelerator Day is a very small invitation to 4 or 5 people to come and spend the day with us and look at our certification. It might be a good fit for you if you're a coach or a spiritual director or someone in the helping profession. If you're looking for a framework that you can help people walk through, we have 4 components to our framework with tools and a coaching process for all of that. And so it's a done for you program to help people learn to manage their everyday, ordinary life from their internal to their external, from their being to their doing. If you're looking for personal and business growth with a community of like minded coaches and entrepreneurs, if you need that community support as part of your certification, you get 90 days inside of our community. If you're looking for those done for you resources, we meet so many people who are excellent coaches, speakers, trainers, retreat, workshops, but creating the content, they're great at taking people through things, but don't really want to create all of the things. We have them created for you and you can implement them right away. If you're looking for private coaching, business building, finding your unique voice through branding and marketing and sales, all of those are part of this certification. The Accelerator Day will teach you the content, and the next 90 days will teach you all of those other things to up your game. You may have been in this business for a while and you're looking to up your game, bring some new tools in, some new things to your client base, or you may be brand new. Either place, you'll fit right in. If you're looking for a place to tend to your inner life, to live from a place of rest, not rush, so you can be the best. We call that rested success. How do I live into rested success? Or if you're looking for training in other things like software and skills and tools, we do a lot of that kind of training inside the network as well. So this certification is on October the 30th. And we started with that Accelerator Day. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to hang out all day with the right 3 or 4 people. It's a full day of interactive training. You also receive 4 coaching calls, a platform to watch videos on that are part of your training, lifetime access to all of this content. Never another charge or another fee to use the content once you're certified. Um, we do have an ongoing community, but you get that for 90 days and then you get to decide if you want to continue on. The other thing I would mention, if you're an ICF certified coach, this training, this Accelerator Day and this training qualifies for 20 hours of CCE credits with the International Coach Federation. So if you have your credential and you're looking for CCEs, this is a great program that will be of great value to you in that. Or if you're looking to have your first certification, this is a certified program for a coach to get. So check this out. You can go to um, the reallifeprocess.com accelerator will take you to the link to check out more about this coach certification and give you more information. And just so you know, what's the investment? What does this take for me? Always want to be upfront. It's $1,800. Or if you'd like to pay in full, it's $1,600. And for watching this live or being with us in this, we do have a coupon that you can use for a little bit of a bonus to get a couple $100 off of that. And that'll go towards your deposit and get you in, get you going. But you can find out more on the website at thereallifeprocess.com/accelerator. If you decide to take action in the next 48 hours, you actually get a bonus training with me to go through all 4 steps of finding your unique voice. So we did step 1 today here on this training, but you'll be part of a group that will be walking through all four of those. So let me wrap up today. Thanks for being with me. If you want the download, email me, Teresa at therealliprocess.com. And if you want to find more about the certification program, therealliprocess.com/accelerator. And I would love to connect with you, meet with you, hop on a coffee, chat with you. I chose this background particularly because of, I can't get to it, the coffee mug that's right there. So, love to have a cup of coffee and talk about anything that I might be able to do to help you. Remember that your voice is the one that God uniquely designed for you. And it took me a while to get there. It's a journey, and doing that journey with others is the best part. Finding others, you're not meant to do this alone. My unique voice has been formed by some beautiful people that surround me and encircle me. And if we haven't met, I'd love to meet you and see if our circles cross. So remember, friends, every ordinary day has an extraordinary moment. You just have to look for them. And if you watch this live or were part of this training, this may be an extraordinary moment for you to say, I'm going to look at my voice just a bit differently as I think about these 8 areas. Who do I love to serve? What is my story, my values, my talents, gifts, and abilities? How have I been formed? What do clients say about me? And what season of life I'm in? Think through all of those things, bring all of those together because they have all formed a map for you that you can follow to find your unique voice. Have a blessed day, everyone.